Back everybody, episode 2 of the Stonehearth mod corner series we're doing here. You'll notice that we are in fact a new game, and that is because when I tried to launch our old game it would give me a error message through Steam, and I looked around the forums and online for a bit and tried to figure it out, but I couldn't, so I started a new one. We're pretty much right where we left off in the last episode here. So in the first episode we talked about what mods we are running. Let me slow down the game speed here just while I'm talking at you. In the first episode we talked about what mods we are running, and that is Colors mod by Chimeforest. And that's what's giving us all these different options for getting, you know, like colored beds and stuff along those lines. The other two we're running are made by Onelaughingllama, and those are Moveable and Garden. Moveable allows us to... traveler approaches our town, a worker, we desperately need that. The other two mods, Moveable allows you to run around and pick up these berry bushes and the wild silkweed that grows around everywhere, and the flowers and all that stuff, and allows you to place them wherever you want. So you can place them kind of in line with your garden here. The reason for picking up the berry bushes is because you use those, as far as I know, you use those to make these trees over here. This is part of the garden mod, allows you to create fruit trees, so you can do everything from apples to lemons, limes, blackberry tree. Okay, blackberry tree, right? So that's what that allows you to do, and they turn right back into harvestable food, like you can see right here. And when you harvest these, you're going to get these little baskets of fruit in your stockpile, and you can use these for, well, food and also to dye some of your stuff. And that's all done through the weaver here. I did a little bit of work off camera, kind of preparing for this episode, so you wouldn't have to wait around so long to get kind of to the meat of the mods here, if you will. So I went ahead and created a bunch of these spindles, or these spools of thread. And the reason for that is when we open up our Weaver workbench, it's going to give us these options here. So you essentially have everything you had before in like vanilla Stonehearth, except now you can change the color of stuff. So everything from the rugs to the curtains and so on and so forth. And the way you do that is if I mouse over the green thread here, it's going to ask for 3 undyed thread resources, so that's just the normal ones you've made previously, as well as 1 green dye resource. Sorry about that. Stonehearth minimized for no reason at all. So the green dye resource, you need to come down here and you're going to see these dyes. So it's going to say 1 green color source. Those color sources are everything from the fruit you get off of these trees here. I wonder why that didn't harvest. I wonder if they can't reach it because of the placement. Interesting. So everything from the fruit trees you have here to the stuff you normally grow in the garden. So corn, for example, will give you yellow and green food or color sources. Pumpkins will give you orange, of course, and turnips will give you purple. Aside from that, you can also find all these little wild flowers that grow around. You might have seen them before. Those will also give you color sources as well. So let's go ahead and open up this workbench here, and let's make a couple of these. I want to make a couple beds, actually, because our people are getting pretty tired of sleeping on the ground. So let's go ahead and go in here. We need to make 1 green dye resource, 1 undyed cloth resource. 1 undyed cloth resource, which would be this, and then 1 green dye resource, which would be this, right? So I don't know why we didn't have to make the thread so much. Maybe that's, oh, you know what, that's for, no, even these though. 1 orange dye resource, 3 thread resource. 1 red cloth resource. I don't know, let's figure it out. So here we have one green dye resource. So let's go ahead and make one of those. Actually, let's go ahead and make 3 of those. And then we just need to make a bunch of these, I guess. Let's make 3 of those. And 3 of those. And that should do it. So let our weaver work here. So you can see he's grabbing a basket of limes off the tree there. He could have also grabbed corn if we had it out. I don't know if we do or not. It doesn't look like it. Could have grabbed corn as well, or some other wildflowers that were growing around. But oh man, is that the only one we have? 1 green dye, 2. Oh man. So it looks like we don't quite have enough for that, but we did get 2 out of there. So let's take a look. Let's go ahead and just remove those so he'll get to work on these other things here. And if we go over to the carpenter workbench, let's look at this. So this is going to say 1 wood resource and 1 green cloth resource. So if we... Oh, I hear combat. Go help out, bums. Getting them. Nice. Okay. So he's going to keep working on that. I want to take a look here. So 1 wood resources, that's fine. 1 green cloth resource. Okay, so let's look over here. And that's all that this is right here. 1 undyed cloth resource, done. 1 green dye resource. Okay. So we should be able to make a couple beds at least. Once they're all done sitting around. Oh no, he's still working. Great work. And these mods are pretty cool because it kind of adds just another layer of stuff you can do, right? So this farm that most people usually create in this game actually has you know, a couple different purposes now, rather than just feeding your people and then getting the silkweed as well. Oop. So it's kind of cool. I'm really interested to see, like I was saying in the first episode, how these mods progress, and you know, what kind of stuff is going to come out in the future. There's a couple mods I really want to try out there, but I don't believe they're, as of right now, compatible with the latest alpha build. So I don't know. I'm going to have to wait for an update on those. I'm going to kind of look around the forums and wait patiently, I suppose. But let's go ahead and move some of these trees here, because I do want access to all of the different stuff we can get. So I think we just move that one right there. We should be able to harvest all of these trees here. One thing to note, if you do end up using these mods, I've noticed sometimes your people will get stuck in the trees, like that guy almost did. The way that I've found to fix that is actually if you just harvest the trees right after you're done placing them, they'll kind of unstuck themselves, or unstick themselves, I guess. And that's worked so far for me. So you can see we have 1 green bolt of cloth already made. So let's go ahead and open up our carpenter workbench, and let's make one of these beds. Trapper level 3, great job. I'm really excited for Alpha 6 to come out. I'm hoping they kind of expand that leveling system to the other professions. You know, if you open up like the job tree here, it'd be interesting to see, like, you know, in order to get the mason, for example, you would have to level up your carpenters so that they can make the tools necessary to, you know, to promote somebody. I think that's kind of a cool system. I'm really interested to see how they incorporate all of that. So I can see that we have another one down there, so I'm just going to make another bed. And let's go ahead and start placing those beds so that our people actually have a place to sleep. They've just been sleeping on the ground as of, or so far. So let's go ahead, we'll do one like that. Thank you so much. Woo. And then, you know, in terms of like dyeing all the stuff, you can do it for, let's go ahead and open up the workbench again here. Like I was saying before, you can do it for the beds, of course. You can also do it for the standards you use. So like this guy here, I could change the color of that, which I probably will, because it seems like the developers really like the color blue, which is great. And you know, there's nothing wrong with the color blue, but it'd be nice to have a little bit of diversity in terms of you know, kind of personalizing your little town that you make. So you can even do undyed curtains if you wanted to. You could do some green stuff here. So yeah, the mods are pretty cool. The three that I'm using, they all work together really well. It seems like the developers of those mods probably collaborated a little bit to get them to work so well together. But yeah, this is gonna do it for episode 2. I know it's kind of on the shorter side here, but hopefully you guys kind of get the point in how to use these mods. They're really cool. If you haven't already, you should check them out, just because they add a little bit more diversity to the game. You can customize your stuff a little bit more, and it's always nice to kind of have new stuff to do in these games. Like I was mentioning in the first episode, you know, the game Banished, which is another kind of city builder. The vanilla game was great, and it was pretty challenging actually when you first started out. But the mods that people made for that were just amazing, and they added so much to it. I'm really hoping that the community continues to support this game and continues to put out more stuff. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any mods you want me to check out, please do let me know. Keep in mind that they will have to be able to work on the latest dev build. I believe it's 1687. But yeah, let me know, and we'll see you guys next time.